Yes, hello one and all. Welcome back to the vidIQ Tuesday channel audit live stream, and I'm back. Oh, please don't all celebrate all at once. But yes, after my 2-week hiatus, I have returned here to the vidIQ Tuesday channel audit live streams, and I welcome you all into our learning hall, our lecture theatre, our educational classroom, as we share our knowledge, wisdom, and experience on your channels as you submit them and we take them up for review. We are on, can you believe it, episode 18 of 2022 channel audit live streams. The total number of channel audits we've done in the past 5 years, I do hesitate to really wonder. It's quite terrifying. But in that time, we have audited thousands of channels, and we like to think we've learned a thing or two about auditing your channels. And of course, I could not do this without a gaggle, a gang, a collection of co-hosts. Introducing first, and certainly not least, it's our resident gaming expert and the man who's been looking after all things vidIQ the last couple of weeks, Dan. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
I have nothing sarcastic, cynical, or jokey to say. I just want to say, Dan, thank you for holding on the fort. You did an excellent job. The numbers were as good, if not better, than when I'm usually on, which is also a little worrying.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you. They gave me your paycheck while you were gone, and they also haven't fixed that error either. So it's been great for me, actually. So thank you for allowing me that opportunity. And I'm sure you'll be fine. It seems like quite a lot of money. So if you've been saving, everything should be okay. And I'm really good. So I mean, heck, this is awesome. I'm happy to keep doing it.
All right, I'm going on strike for the next couple of minutes if Dan's getting all of my money. Dan, introduce the next person because I ain't doing it.
Oh, well, all right. Yeah, I am earning the big bucks now. Let's bring in Travis.
Hey, hi, hello. I don't get money at all. You get money? They pay you?
Ever since, yeah. Ever since Rob left, I got double pay. It's pretty awesome.
Travis just gets paid in arcade cabinets. That's all he ever gets.
I didn't know there was any other way to do this. How is this the thing? You pay bills?
No, those are done for me, actually.
Wow.
All right.
Trust fund, baby.
Wow.
Let's keep this theme going. Travis, can you introduce the next person for us?
Sure, yeah. He is the host with the most, the live stream expert, the guy who knows all about your earbuds. El Jefe Reviews Jeff himself doing it.
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
That's right. Only here. So I don't get that's a deep cut right there.
Yeah. So if you don't get paid in money, like how do you get fined? Is it through capital punishment or something like that?
Yep.
Ooh, wow. Let's not go down that road. It is May the 3rd. I've just realized, and tomorrow is a very special day. So, can you please, off the top of my head, I'm thinking about this now. What would be your Star Wars name if you were a character? Like mine would be Darth Subscriber or something stupid along those sort of lines. But if anybody can think of better Star Wars names, and please do that in the chat now, and we'll shout out those Star Wars names if you can. But yeah, like Travis, Dan, Jeff, if you could think of like a name right now, would it be Jeff Binks, for example? Might be another Star Wars name.
That's terrible.
Yikes. Someone meme that, please, on Twitter, and you will get a channel audit today if you can do a good job.
Jeff Binks.
Yeah, if you can quickly do that, then we'll definitely do that. I don't know. I like Darth Travi, but I mean, I'd have to think about it.
Baby Dan.
A Sinnoh guard would be Sinnoh Ren. I quite like that one. We've got Darth Saber from McQuicks. There's a lot of Darths. Everybody is really joining the dark side here. We've got Darth Luke, Darth Sauron, Star Shelby.
Darth Creator, that's a good one.
I don't know if I should bring this one up, but Hung Solo is also in the house.
That's a good one.
Darth Travius. That's not a bad one. R2K. Hang on, there was one. Where's it gone? R2K82 or something. There we go.
Regardless of anything, we should just always, depart from each other saying, "May the views be with you."
Yes, of course. Funnily enough, I don't think this is still the case, but "May the views be with you" was one of the original coupons for getting a discount at vidIQ. Nice. I don't know if it still works. People, if you want to try it, try it. I can't remember if it works at all anymore. And finally, last but not least, Kylo Wrench.
Yes.
which is a pretty good one there. All right. So, folks, if you are brand new to the live stream here, do let us know in the chat if you're joining us for the first time. If you have been here many, many times before, then please do welcome all of these new creators into vidIQ House and welcome them into our 2-hour festival that works a little bit like this. Welcome to the vidIQ Channel Audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. To submit your channel for review, make sure to fill out the right form linked in the video description. Note that we clear these forms after every live stream, so make sure to resubmit the following week. Channel audits are free, so please don't send us a super chat or spam us in a chat expecting a review. If there are alternative ways to get picked for an audit, we will let you know during the live stream. If we don't get around to reviewing your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 with you. Make sure to download our tools and use the 30-day free trial using a link in the video description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our moderators who do a phenomenal job every single week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As for all of you, well, thumbs up if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and if you know of a fellow creator who may find all of his stuff useful, please do share it with them. And with all of that being said, let's start auditing your channels. Housekeeping, as always, we continue to support creators for peace. So any donations, super chats, that type of thing that go into this live stream go directly to aiding children who've been displaced in the Ukraine conflict. And believe it or not, we are not just a channel auditing service 2 hours a week. We have a full suite of tools that will help you grow your channel. And this week, I want to highlight the Daily Ideas tool. Now, on the left-hand side here, you download vidIQ, you get all of these tools on a navigation bar. You click it, and as long as you're making videos on your channel, then vidIQ is going to take a look at all of the titles, SEO, that type of stuff that you're working with on your channel, and then recommend ideas based off of that. For example, how to make money on YouTube without being monetized. What a fantastic idea that is for a video on the vidIQ channel as a YouTube education channel. We've actually done something very similar to this already in terms of making money when you don't yet have monetization. And you can do more research on this by clicking on the related videos, see what other creators are up to. And this just gives you ideas. But not necessarily the perfect title for those ideas, but we also have a tool for that, which no doubt will show you in another live stream. But yeah, this is a Daily Ideas tool. If you are a free user, you get a couple of suggestions every single day. But if you are one of our tiers, be it Pro or Boost, you could get up to 50 video ideas every single day. But it's going to keep you up to date and on top of all of the things that are surrounding your topic. So yeah, Daily Ideas, that is one of the tools we have. But with all of that being said, I know that you and all of us want to start auditing your channel. So as always, we audit the first channel that's submitted through the forms that are in the video description. And that first channel goes by the name of Creative Berries Art. And let's start with a mishmash of Jar Jar Jeff Binks, and Darth Travius. What do you think of this channel?
We've seen this channel before.
Well, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've never come across it before, and they were the first to submit. So,
nice.
Tell us a little bit more about this then, in terms of what we're seeing.
I recognize the chick character, the Easter chick, and some of this stuff. So it's like we've seen these thumbnails at some point. We've come across them. Could have been probably by the claw, perhaps, but pretty interesting. I like the hand in the thumbnail where they're kind of showing that they're drawing something. It's kind of interesting, but they're also kind of giving you the finished product as well. Oh, dot-to-dot printable included. Nice. I can read that here on the big screen, but I'm assuming on a phone that's going to be very tiny, so almost illegible. So that might be something worth. You see what I'm saying? Like this the little yellow thing. Yeah. So that's something where I was working with another channel who does sewing, and she also included what do you call them, forms and patterns, and a link in her description, but she verbally disclosed that she didn't put it in the thumbnails. So at the very beginning of the video, when she gets started, hey, we're about to get into this, and if you want to sew along with me or create this for yourself, check out the link in the description. All the patterns are free, so she basically let you know, like, hey, this is where you can find that. So that might be a better place for that, so it's not because like on the cherries one, it's sitting right on top of the cherry drawing. So
sure
yeah. Let's see. What are you thinking here, Travis?
I mean, is this a learn how? So it is a learn how to draw. Okay. I don't know what dot to dot means. What does that mean?
Like connect the dots?
I think that's what it is. I think it's connected.
Where would the dots come from in the first place? Does this mean like there's books you can buy with dots already on them?
Right.
Yep. Have you never come across Joiner Dots Arts, Travis?
Jeez, if I remember correctly, maybe when I was 3 or 4. I mean, I don't remember any of it. But yeah, is that still a thing? They still do that? That's cool.
Yeah.
But then how maybe I'm oversimplifying this. How do you not already know how to connect dots? That's what I don't get. So are these books that they're selling and then they're showing you the end result? Or do you have to figure out where these books are to do that? Or are they telling you how to do the dots and then draw the picture? Like I'm unsure what I'm going to learn here.
Okay, well, that's a good question. Let's play one of the videos.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can get the idea of what's going on relatively quickly.
Yeah.
We're drawing an Easter chick, so make sure to get your dot-to-dot printable template in the description below. Grab your
there's your answer.
With your marker, you're going to be starting here at number 1.
Now, I'm glad you said that, Travis, because I think that's a fantastic intro for a video. It tells you everything you need to know. You know if you're in the right place within 5 seconds, and you had that aha moment. And I think in terms of presenting content to viewers, I think that's a brilliant way to introduce your content.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it tells you kind of what's going on, and then it's like, by the way, links in the description, and you'll have this, and then you can follow along. Love that. That I like. Interesting that this is for kids. That's interesting that it got connected to kids.
Well, as you say, you seem to remember this stuff from when you were like 3 or 4 years old. So I think it very much.
But now they have adult
audience.
But now they have adult coloring books, which wasn't a thing when I was growing up. So I'm interested to see. I wonder if that's something that automatically happened, or if they marked it for kids. The thing is, I think for something like this, if you marked it for kids, I think you could get away with not marking it for kids because it's drawing. I think you can get away with it, especially if you're not showing kids in there and stuff. I mean, obviously some of the characters are kids, but if you look, there's like a Boba Fett. That's not for young kids.
Yeah. So it looks as if that one's for kids. So where's the Boba Fett one? Let's have a look at this one.
Yeah. So like that one. Like you don't have to mark that for kids. It's Boba Fett.
So I guess this does come down to a question of whether YouTube is automatically defining this as made for kids, or it's a creator choice. And if it's a creator choice, then maybe it is worth testing, toggling that that option off, because it's obviously going to impact discoverability quite significantly. You could be reaching a much wider audience than just kids.
Correct.
And I guess you could argue that this can be like visually satisfying.
I was just about to say that. You are 1,000% right. I really believe that there's something here for that. Yeah. Yeah.
Visually satisfying and just like a distraction for adults, when we just need to take a little bit of downtime and do these connect the dots. Maybe they're a little more complicated, or as you say, the Boba Fett one is a prime example of not necessarily just made for kids. I did sort by most popular, and we do have some emoji drawings that are really standout ones from a couple of months ago, and then tying it into popular characters, cultures, themes with Super Mario on there. And that may be something that the creator wants to investigate a little bit more, because is it maybe too much of a limited audience for joining the dots for cherries or chocolate bars? For example, we've just talked about it. We have Star Wars Day tomorrow, May the 4th. Could you maybe try and do something regarding that right now, if it's possible?
I have a couple of things that I'm noticing. First missed opportunity I saw was the chocolate video. This would be a great time to do a Mr. Beast chocolate bar video, just for that kind of search juice. I'm also seeing, when you went to most popular, is really interesting, because I was wondering to myself, how to draw dot to dot. Is that like a really searchable way to say that? And sure enough, the top videos are connect the dots, which is a much more common turn of phrase in my opinion. And sure enough, the top 2 videos are connect the dots drawing.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a good observation there, Dan. So let's just do a search for that on YouTube and see if connect the dots is a better way of pitching this from a search and SEO perspective.
Well, here's what's interesting about that. This could be one of those gaps. I'm shocked that Connect the Dots doesn't have a lot of Connect the Dot videos. Like, what is that all about?
That is interesting.
This is like connecting the dots between people and characters and things.
That's interesting.
Maybe that's why they got away from this.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm also wondering if dot to dot or connect the dots is not succeeding, is it the fact that you need to come at this from a different angle? Like, for example, like when you connect the dots, what are you doing? You're making drawing something complex easier. So forgetting the connect the dots angle, could you reframe these videos as like, draw this popular iconic thing really, really easily? And I don't know, it would be a really big pivot from what you're doing now. So proceed with caution, but that is just kind of where my brain is right now.
As you noted, Jeff, in all of the most popular videos, they don't include the printable download text in there. It's probably not necessary, isn't it? You can save that until the intro of a video, and it's achieved in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I was just wondering, I mean, maybe visually you could try testing removing connect the dots and just have this, I guess, visual check reference that tells me that it's a connect the dots video, and you can maybe remove a bit of complexity from these thumbnails, because they are a little bit too busy in terms of elements, as a suggestion. But generally speaking, I don't know if you agree with this, folks. The thumbnails are of a very strong style already. I think they're very vibrant, very colorful. They show the before and the after, so I think there's some good foundations there. It just seems to be maybe that you're limiting yourself with the made for kids aspect of this, and not perhaps tying into enough cultures and themes and popular things going on in the world right now.
I feel actually kind of strongly, the more I think about it, that is the case, because kids, the made for kids thing, if you think about the age group that's actually looking at that, they're not necessarily looking at how to draw these things. They might watch, some people do, but I think they like to watch things animated. Like they're kids, they're young kids. That's the whole point. I think if this is not being automated, in other words, it's not YouTube that's doing this for you, I would suggest maybe unchecking that and getting yourself to the point where you can do this for all ages. I think you definitely have a much better chance of finding the right viewership. Now, here's the flip side of that. So while there's, millions upon millions upon millions of views on kids apps, the reality is if part of this is a play for becoming a full-time creator, making money in that niche is very difficult, because kids videos, their RPMs are low. They're incredibly low. And then sponsorships could work out eventually when you're at a very large kind of viewership. But if you're looking for that part of it, then I would say that doing it more towards the overall is going to get you there quicker.
Another interesting thing here is I do a search on how to draw dot to dot, which I think is a title strategy they're currently using. The top viewed videos have 7,000 views, 5,000 views. That seems quite low to me. It feels as if you're perhaps not touching the right search angle for this type of content. Yes, there's a few which have broken out with like 250,000 views and 500,000 views, but then we go back to one of your videos is ranking highly and it's only got 111 views, and that tells me that perhaps this pitch in terms of the title, at least, is not really the sweet spot for your content. But I do think there's an audience here for this type of stuff. So encouraging signs. You just need to find. I think YouTube hasn't found the right audience here, and maybe the made for kids thing as well is limiting your discoverability. So that is Creative Berries Arts. A really interesting discussion there about just general audience discoverability there. We'll move on to the next channel, which is our first gaming channel of the week. They are called simply Claw. So Dan, tell us a little bit more about...
I don't know which one of you did that between Rob and Jeff. I don't know who played the sound effect. How to get Serenity Marker. Okay. How to get Dream Gunker Badge. I don't know what any of this stuff is. I can tell it's Minecraft or a Minecraft-y kind of game. Maybe it's Roblox. Okay. So that's my first question. If these are Roblox videos, is there an association with Dream and Roblox? And there could be that I'm not aware of, but it would seem that I think you should be going for more Roblox related trends rather than trying to meld a Minecraft trend where it might not belong. Could be wrong. Maybe Dream has some kind of presence in Roblox that I'm not aware of. I'm not an avid viewer of his content, so I wouldn't know. But that's just the first thing I saw in the latest video. I like, in terms of just the thumbnails, I like kind of the start they have. Earlier, you're 2 weeks ago, so not that long ago. You're still relying on text quite a bit, very, very heavily in your thumbnails. Try and show more rather than tell when you construct your thumbnails. So, for example, you have a blue sky in the background, and then you have this blue text that says all 15 egg locations, and it's really hard to read because it's the same color as the sky, and the stroke around it is the same color as the sky, but a little bit darker. And then you have a couple of eggs and 15 out of 15. Getting rid of the text at the top and putting more emphasis on the 15 out of 15 and then an egg, that would have been your whole thumbnail. But you have your character in there, you got 2 eggs, so there's a bunch of negative space in the middle, and then all of your elements are kind of dancing around that space. So these are just improvements I'd be making to your overall thumbnails. Otherwise, that looks like all 15 egg locations in YouTube life. That seems like a pretty cool video. I like that you're providing a valuable service to the audience who plays this game. And then I'm kind of curious, are they playing the same Roblox game, or are they kind of bouncing around? Can we expand on some of these titles a little bit?
Yeah.
I can't, when you put your cursor over them, I'm not seeing
how to get atmosphere marker in find the marker. How to get kill brick marker in find the marker. So is find the marker it is a Roblox mod or variant, I guess.
Yeah, how popular is this? That'd be interesting.
Looks to
be 1 million views. Oh my goodness.
Very popular and recent as well.
9 new markers, danger marker. Okay. I don't know what kinds of nonsense you can do with these markers. I guess there is a dream one. So that's where that's coming from.
Right.
That solves that mystery.
Sure. Yeah.
But can you do more? Because it looks like these folks are putting together some really interesting challenges, right? Founding all 175 of those probably is a big undertaking, but what a great title! What a great video! How else can you pitch these videos? What are some of the hardest things you can do in that game that can take this to the next level?
I'm also seeing in the thumbnails there's a heavy influence of these actual marker pens, I presume. Of a graphical style. If you go back to the Heroes channel, I feel so again hard. Because of the complexity of the thumbnails, especially when the foreground and the background, there's not much blurring going on or a change of color. There's too many colors going in. It just makes it really hard to pick out this marker in this thumbnail without a magnifying glass. This is better. This last one, it's a better effort.
That's perfect. I was going to say how to get would be a much better way to frame it. And sure enough, that's the latest one. What I was going to say, though, is you don't even need that. You seem to be afraid to rely on the text in your title doing any work at all. So you're really trying hard to let the thumbnail do all the talking, and you're ignoring the fact that the title is still something people read. So you can get away with just doing an arrow pointing at the valuable marker that people can find. And that alone is enough to get somebody to think, yeah, I need that. They read the title, and sure enough, the title says that you're going to help them get it. So try to do more to marry your titles and your thumbnails a little bit closer together. 8 days ago, your video with over 1,000 views. Congrats, by the way. That's awesome. It's very recent. That video could still be pulling in views. I feel like there's probably a whole niche here with this marker game. So stick to it for a while. I know 2 weeks ago you did a little bit on it, but it also looks like you're bouncing around all these different Roblox games.
Sure.
And the channels that we've seen do really well with Roblox tend to go all in on one very popular Roblox game, or especially an up and coming Roblox game. So that is what I would tell you from here on out is improve the thumbnail and titling strategy, which you are. So awesome. Just continue to get better and better at that. And then see if you can just stick to one game for a very prolonged period of time.
And as a final point, I'm just curious as to how these videos are introduced. They're relatively short, less than 1:30 in most cases. So let's just click on one and see how the first 10 seconds go. So I would say in the first 10 seconds of this video, I learned nothing about what was promised in the title and the thumbnail. Maybe it's lacking some voice narration or some text or like instructions, but it feels as if this first 10 seconds was really unnecessary. Like, what could the video tell me more to help me know I'm in the right place?
Here's the thing. It might have been super relevant to be outside of that building, maybe because maybe it's in there. True. Right.
Yeah,
however, we don't know. We don't play this game. But the other problem is for anyone who might be new to this marker game, they also wouldn't know that this is a relevant space. If there's a map, you should show on the map where to find it. Right.
Yeah.
There should be more context. And without putting your voice in it, with just having music, like you said, Rob, there's no audible cue that I clicked on the right video. There's no text that popped up on the screen. There's no voice welcoming me to the video. So that might be something holding you back as well. Just imagine that video on autoplay. No one's ever seen you before. It starts playing. Someone chooses to turn on the sound and, it's just music. And they're like, okay, well, I can skip this one. It's not going to tell me anything.
Title, thumbnail, intro, they all need to work really strongly together to get people hooked on your content. That is, just one second. Let me find the right sound effect. Okay, let's move on to the next channel, which is called Lenin's Science Experiments. Which one of you chaps picked this one as our?
That was me.
Okay, Dan. All right. Tell us why you picked this one and what we're looking at.
I thought this was such a cool start to a channel. I invite anyone to weigh in on it, but they are doing, it looks like at-home science experiments. They already have 2,000 subscribers. And I just thought, what a cool opportunity. Because what I would be doing with a channel like this, regardless of what they're doing now, and they may have done this in the past because it just seems like such an obvious idea, I would be looking at big videos that did something that you could replicate at home, whether it's on a small scale or not. Be as safe as possible, obviously. But can you take things that other channels did? Because the elephant toothpaste for a while, that was a big deal, right? Mark Rober was doing stuff with that. Can you do more trending stuff? I recreated so-and-so's blah, blah, blah. I can imagine your channel taking off at such a faster rate if you were to incorporate more of these ideas. And when that hit me, I'm like, yeah, I need to pick this channel. I think it's awesome.
How long have I been doing this then? Plenty of content in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So good consistency there, which is excellent to see. What I'm feeling a little bit with these thumbnails is that perhaps they're trying to tell me a little bit too much, or they're trying to just tell me something matter of fact. For example, I look at this thumbnail. Stick magically appears bent. How? I don't think you need the first 4 words here. I think you simply need how and an arrow pointing to a bent stick in the cup and really make that the focus. Because I feel as if you're almost telling people a little too much in the thumbnail there, and I think it requires a bit more of a tease. Travis, Jeff, what do you think of this channel?
I think it's interesting because it feels like I mean, I don't know how old the creator is. It looks super young, which is cool. But it also seems to imply that either they have someone helping them, but if they don't have someone helping them, that they understand some of the basics of a good thumbnail. They're not. I think the execution is just slightly underneath where it needs to be, but they get it. You can tell that they kind of get it, like the how to make eggs stand up. Right? that's a good starting point. And I wonder if the videos are cool to see. Oh, with salt, I remember doing that as a kid. Remember doing that? You ever do that?
I think so.
Yeah, a long time ago. I remember that was a science little thing. You put a little salt down, and then yeah. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I like the idea of that. I think the videos themselves maybe need to get to the point a little bit faster, even though this video is only like about a minute. But yeah, from a thumbnail perspective, they're close. I think that they almost need to be more Mr. Beast-ish, which is, you know, I hate to just say that, but for the type of content you're doing and for the age group that'll probably be watching it, that's what they're used to seeing and clicking on. So you might want to start there, you know, kind of brash colors, kind of super expressive faces, although you sometimes have it, like in the cinnamon powder waterproof is really cool. Yeah, I mean, you're really close. Some of these are really close to being like really good thumbnails. They've been doing it for a while, too. 4 years. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Jeff, I think you wanted to chime in there.
Well, I know there's some of the videos are using double titles, which I'm not a huge fan of, personally. Which is, it's fine, you know, but it's just some people do that where you see
what do you mean by that, Jeff? Sorry to interrupt. What do you mean by double titles?
So like you see how the elephant toothpaste, there is how to make a elephant toothpaste experiment and then slash something else, and then how to make a coin disappear magically slash.
Yeah, but it's a potassium hydrogen peroxide reaction.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of what I mean is, or like even the one where the stick magically appears is experiment on bending of light / refraction / how to blank. It's we're already approaching a triple title here. Like we're basically trying to stuff a bunch of keywords in there. Yeah. It's fine to use keywords in your titles, but work them into a sentence that a human would understand. Right. Yeah. So instead of trying to make these double titles, you know, just tell me how, like how refraction bends light, you know, something along those lines. That way you have the keywords in there, but now it's a sentence that actually makes sense to human beings.
Right. Yeah. So trying to get away from the thought that the only way this video is going to be successful is if people search for it and it comes up as a search result. You're trying to want to encourage more browse discoverability for this content.
Yeah. Sometimes the simpler answer is the better way to go. You know, don't try to overly confuse it. Don't try to game the system somehow. It's just not how YouTube works. You know what I mean? Always think about it from a human perspective.
And maybe that goes back to what Travis was saying, in that this channel gets it in terms of the content that they want to share with an audience, but they haven't just nailed the first pitch, that thumbnail and that title. And I think, Dan, you said this many times before. Maybe these thumbnails and these titles are getting viewers to think a little too much about what they're getting into. For example, this one here, how to make a coin disappear magically, refraction of light. Coin disappears magically. I can't see the coin, or there's maybe just something. There's a lot of explanation going on here without that aha moment within the thumbnail and title itself. I don't know how we pitch this video and this title, to be honest. I think that's a gift that the creator is going to develop the more content they make. But it just feels as if everything is just a little too over-explained, or attempted to be over-explained so far, unless either of you folks disagree with me.
I completely agree. And I was just thinking about that video. I'm thinking about, like, how could you pitch these videos to be even more exciting to watch? Like the egg one, for example. What if you stood up 100 eggs instead of just 2, right? Like take things to the extreme. For the coin disappearing, you could have exaggerated that thumbnail and still completely been within like the bounds of not clickbait by taking a coin, putting it close to the camera, and then using like Photoshop, have water going down half the coin and it's invisible, right? Like hopefully that works in my mind, but it's hard to like explain. But really, like, get up close to the camera with what you're doing and take whatever it is you're trying to say and find a way to put it in a visual form, even if it doesn't line up exactly with what the experiment actually looks like. Mr. Beast, again, does this all the time. That's like his whole thing, is to take thumbnails and, you know, exaggerate them a little bit. There was one where he's like, there's spikes closing in on him, and he was in this room that was like obviously closing in. Nothing like that was in the video, but it got across the point that he was trying to make, right, without having to read the title.
All right, then. That is Lenin's Science Experiments. Now let's move on to the next channel, which goes by the name of Re-Tethered Tech. I think this is a Jeff-inspired pick, but if it wasn't, do let me know. First initial thoughts.
Yep. No, yeah, I went ahead and picked this one. It came up in the forums, so huge thank you to them for submitting their channel early on. But we have it as a tech channel, so Travis and I can be pretty familiar with it. Also, Rob, Rob used to run a tech channel himself, and I think Dan probably has a tech channel hidden away somewhere that we don't know about. You never know. But let's see here. So, kind of looking at it. One thing that I will say is some of the thumbnails here for Re-Tethered Tech have a lot of potential, but then it's also very mixed bag because sometimes they don't look like they're coming from the same channel. Which is kind of interesting. So there's a lot of disparity, which is fine. I like that they are experimenting with different styles to try to see what works and what doesn't. But one of the things that I would definitely recommend is to it's also because they're talking about a lot of different topics, but look at what's really working. Do some thumbnail research in a sense of when you're going to make this video, look at what kind of thumbnail is actually getting clicked for this kind of thing, and then try to come up with something that fits your style that's similar to it, because it's kind of all over the place. That's one of the things that kind of worries me about it. They look good. Like, I don't have a huge problem with a lot of them. But some of them are just kind of out there, and I'm like, what is happening here?
What are your thoughts, Travis?
So I'm trying to understand, like, so, okay, there's mobile tech here. And some of these, did pretty well, like the best and worst MagSafe wallet. That's a really interesting thing. That's an Apple side of the thing. Then you have some, the Galaxy Note things, all your devices. And then you got the S21 1 year later video that did really well.
So he's going on both sides of the coin, basically. Yeah.
Which I did for quite a while. It's really interesting. I think it's a thumbnail thing. Like, some of these thumbnails are much better than others. And it really depends on where you want to end up. I don't understand that short that they put up. And by the way, it's kind of a weird looking thumbnail there. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I know it's probably auto-generated, but it's a little scary for whatever reason to me. It's a little off-putting. But, some of these things are some of the same type of content I did for years before everything changed. Now, here's what's interesting. You see that yellow one there? That's a striking and I believe really good thumbnail. It's interesting that they never really kind of went back to that again. Versus always works. If you ask Jeff or myself when I was doing just tech reviews, eventually that stuff works. All the Versus stuff, look at that, 23,000 views in 5 months. Like, Versus works.
Versus is an evergreen play.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe you do more of that type of content. See here, the thumbnails used a couple other times, the orange and yellow. I think that's really kind of a nice look. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you could, if you really want to get some more kind of some nice connections to an audience and try to bring people, the Versus thing will work a lot.
Well, now, isn't this interesting? When I sort by most popular, this channel's niche, whether they like it or not, or whether they appreciate it or not, is Amazon Fire Kindle content. And that's proven by the fact that the last video they made on the topic has 23,000 views. I think this is an audience problem, in that one day you're talking about really expensive Samsung phones. Then on another day, you're talking about budget iPhones. And then on another day, you're talking about super cheap wireless earbuds. I think the audiences for them, whether they are in a tech space or not, are very, very different. And I think the example I want to use here is, if I can remember this person's name correctly, because I see them on Twitter all the time, this Technically T channel.
Yeah.
Good friend of mine.
He's a good friend of ours.
All he reviews is, well, pretty much exclusively is phone cases, right, Jeff? He is becoming the go-to channel for phone cases. And I remember whenever I reviewed a phone case on my channel, it tanked, because it's that really an accessory to something, but my audience wasn't really expecting that type of content. They'll get it from somewhere else, and Technically T seems to be the aficionado on just this type of tech, whether it be a case for, is it just iPhone cases? Oh no,
he does both.
Okay, right, yeah.
Does
but
very well.
That is his superpower, right? Isn't it? This is, I think he's nailed down that. All right, I'm going to experiment. Sometimes I'll do a video about AirPods, but that's 1 in every 10 videos. I'll maybe talk about something else. But generally speaking, I'm going to tell people what phone cases they should buy.
Right. And he's doubling down too. He's actually he's created a separate channel so that he can talk about like actual like cell phones and then different tech topics.
All right.
He's moving that off. This is gonna be completely focused on just accessories, which is a smart play on multiple levels, because one, the audience is there. These are the videos that pop on his channel, so he's doubling down on what works for his audience and his target audience. And then two, it works very well on the other side of it, where if you want to create a business, working with affiliate links, working with brands and things of that nature, it's a strong power play. It works on multiple levels, and I think you're right. I think one of the things with Re-Tethered Tech here is that this channel, technically speaking, is a Kindle Fire channel but he wants it to be a general tech channel. And that's kind of the issue here. I think if anything, one, I would be doubling down on this because he already has an audience of people that show up for this. So why not? And if he wants to do the general tech and all that stuff, move it onto a second channel.
Any disagreements there from anyone else? Or do you think that is the smart play, at least for the time being, to build up a returning viewer audience? I think that's what's lacking here, because you got 3,000 subscribers and you don't want videos that get 1% of that audience over the first 7 days. You know, as a creator, that you're probably getting really frustrated and you can't figure out why this audience isn't coming back to watch his content. But the answer seems pretty clear to us.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, then. I think everybody's in agreement that where this channel may want to focus their efforts for the next couple of weeks/months. So we'll move on to the next channel, which goes by the name of Liam Downer Photography. Was this your pick, Travis?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
All right, tell us why. What are we looking at here?
So I'm not sure. That's why I wanted to pull this up. I thought this was interesting because it was a photography channel, but you'll notice that a lot of this stuff, even though it's newer content, is from 2019, which I'm unsure what the thought is behind this. So, and also I wanted to point out that for a photography channel, your thumbnails need to be next level. Like they need to be amazing. And I don't feel like that is where this particular channel is. So if we can figure out exactly like what it is they're trying to do, are they just placing like older content that they have there, like the kind of concert things out there just to put them out there? Or if they're actually trying to gain an audience, like you have things like birds and then concerts and then flowers, and there's no kind of semblance of exactly what it is you're doing. So I'd be really curious as to what the point of this is.
And also they're losing me with the thumbnails, because the thumbnails to me look like screen captures from the video. They don't look like thumbnails. And that I get that, because if it's an event that happened in the past, then obviously they can't go back and snap a picture of it. Right. So that I get that there's limitation there. But what they're really losing me with is that text. I can't even tell what that is. The red lines on blue. I get that that's their channel colors, but dude, I cannot read that.
Right. Yeah.
So that's something that I would rethink. Like, don't try to get fancy with text, like at all. Make it as simple as possible when you do it. I'm trying a one-word approach on my thumbnails. So like the video that I dropped this morning, one word on the thumbnail. And it's simple. The font is, you cannot misunderstand what it says. It's very obvious. So I'm going for that smack you in the face level of simplicity. So I don't want to confuse people. That's where they're kind of losing me here. I get the limitations of the thumbnails having to be screen captures. I get that. But moving forward, if you're going to be at an event, if you're going to be something that you plan on uploading at some point, do yourself a favor. Pull out your phone and snap a picture. I guarantee you it'll look 10 times better than grabbing a screen grab from the video.
You would assume that the creator should know this, though, right? That the photograph sells, and for them to not think about taking a dedicated image to tell the stories in their videos is really the first problem, isn't it? That they have to solve that. The logo as well, I don't think it's doing the thumbnails any favors because it's so small. It just looks like a smudge of something, like a stop sign with something in the middle of it. And again, that's not helping.
That doesn't mean make it bigger, by the way.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
It means get rid of it.
Yeah. Good point, Dan. Good point. My final thing for this creator is I would want to ask this creator two questions. Who is your target audience? Like, if you could paint the perfect picture of somebody who wants to watch your content, who would that be? Because going from music festivals, from different artists, to stock footage challenges, that sounds much more like a photography enthusiast channel, to Storm Eunice on the Isle of Wight, maybe a nature enthusiast. Those are all very different target audiences. Right now, this feels like a channel where you're just, it's a repository for your portfolio of work.
Right.
And that's only going to appeal to somebody who's maybe wants to sign you up as, for potential clients.
Yeah.
The best case scenario right now from these videos from a couple weeks ago is that one of them blows up because of the music, like the band. And you get a bunch of fans of that band subscribing to your channel, which is supposed to be about photography. And they're not going to watch anything else you do because you're not continually covering that band, you know? So unless that's kind of the plan here, yeah, this is why channel focus is so important.
Yeah, 100%. And this really, and I want to just say this really quick. This is for everybody. All right. So there's a bunch of people that are always in the chat right now, a bunch of people that are down there right now talking to you guys directly, as well as Liam Downer Photography, is audience focus. It doesn't matter if you're a gaming channel, if you're a cooking channel, if you're an art channel, if you're a photography channel, tech channel, it doesn't matter. You have to focus. If you think that your focus is, that you have your focus and your focus is gamers or this gaming or whatever, that's not it. No, I'm sorry. Sorry to be the one to tell you this. That ain't it, Chief. You really have to focus. I'm making tutorials for people playing Roblox. I'm doing this for people doing that. You have to really nail that down and get after that person. What does this person want to see? And what would they want to watch next? And what would they want to watch after that? You have to get that specific with it. It can't just be, I do Roblox gaming. No, that's you and a million others. You have to really find that thing, that specific game, and whether it's walkthroughs, whether it's how-tos, whatever it might be, however you want to roll with it, if it's challenges, if it's doing extreme challenges within a game, whatever it might be. But this is one of the things that you have to focus further. I would say let's focus on, hey, how am I going to grow my subs, and focus more on the audience and giving them that value. And then you're going to be earning their subs. So just, you have to sort of have that mindset shift a little bit.
And then finally, just as I watched this video, I was looking at it and thinking, wow, this footage is fantastic. If you're capturing this is amazing work, awesome stuff. And then I looked down at the description, and this is, I think, you getting stock footage from elsewhere. Where did I read?
They called it a stock footage challenge.
Yeah.
But what's the challenge then?
Yeah, there was no context. I did put the mute. I think it's just like a musical background. There's no text to tell us why they're doing this.
That's not the song I expected for that footage.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
That really threw me off. Oh, man. I was expecting that more epic,
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to get clipped, Rob.
Copyrighted this live stream. Yeah. Whoops, that was a mistake. But yeah. Cheers. Thank you. So yeah, I'm really confused as to who should be watching and why. The simplest question of all for this channel. But that is Liam Downer Photography. We'll move on to the next channel, and I will try my best to pronounce this channel right. Nyangi. That's how I'm going to pronounce the channel. I hope I'm somewhere correct. Now, I know what this channel is about because I looked at their form, but let's start with you, Dan. Any ideas what you think this channel is on first impressions?
This is going to be a home lifestyle kind of channel there, because I see cooking, I see cleaning. So just kind of like a, maybe a clean with me kind of thing sometimes, but sometimes they're maybe cooking something. So kind of like a being at home vlog.
I think you've nailed that correctly. Yeah. Now, what I want to do here is maybe just play one of these videos for a second, just to give you an idea of what we're getting ourselves into. Not once did speak to me when thoughts came, did not. And so, as far as I'm aware, there is no voice narration at all. It is just, I guess, soothing, relaxing music being played as they go about their routine. And I think what's interesting here is the amount of effort they're putting into their I guess framing of the video, the different shots, clipping something really close in and then zooming out and so on. And that just felt a little different and interesting in this space, which I think explains why, for a channel of only 600 subscribers, they're getting some really healthy view counts on everything that they're pushing out right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've found an audience here. I'm really interested in that 11K views video, why I finished cleaning in the morning. The deep cleaning video. That's interesting.
So yeah, I think that's the one thing they do, Dan, is they do add what looks to be captions on some of their videos, but as far as I'm aware, they don't ever say anything. So it means that it has more of an international appeal to a certain extent, if we're not having to struggle so much with a language barrier throughout. And yeah, this is what we get for 18 minutes. I'm really curious to know what the audience retention is on these videos.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, a lot of interesting angles. The way that they're showing it, it's dynamic, which to me is incredibly interesting. Like, there's a lot of forethought that's going into this, and to keep your attention fresh with what's going on with it, because not everybody, just to be clear, not everybody's going to want to watch something about cleaning, but the way that they're putting it out there, I would totally sit through this video because they're not losing me. It's moving, it's dynamic, it's, there's things going on. It isn't just a static in the corner of the room and then moving around the room. They're moving the camera around and kind of showing you these different angles, different points of view, like this right here. You know what I mean? It's so
that's a whole new setup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's interesting the way they're doing it. They're using foreground. So there's some thought going, look, a third angle change on the same shot. So that's what I mean. This is an actually quite an interesting choice here.
Who knew cleaning your sofa could be so visually intriguing? I also noticed as well that I don't think the creator ever shows their face. It's always a picture of, a part of their body, but never like a front-on face. And I'm wondering if this almost turns it into a faceless Clean With Me channel, which again is another really interesting way of looking at that space.
Yeah, no voice, no face. And the effort it must take to make these must take several hours to shoot.
Yeah. What do you think about the thumbnails? Do you think that there could be potentially more to these, or do you think that simplicity is one of the key clickability points?
I think they're going in the wrong direction with their latest couple of thumbnails here, especially the cleaning the bathroom one and the pancake one. They got not as many views, and I think it's because they went too corporate with it. Like the other ones, it's clear what's going on. Like there's a person cleaning stuff.
Wait, they sold out? Is that what you're saying?
It kind of looks like it. It's just more clear when you see a person doing a thing in these thumbnails. It makes more sense than if you just see some products or some pancakes. Yeah.
I just saw them by most popular. So yeah, you seem to be right, Dan. It's them in the middle of an action. I was just wondering if they could be somehow a little more clear in some of these thumbnails.
I think as long as that formula isn't interrupted, they could do more with the photo itself, right? They could do more with like a different angle, like make it more clear as to what you're doing, because it just kind of looks like you're standing at a counter in some of these, but it's not really, it doesn't really speak to what the title is, The titles don't do a lot of work.
Jeff, I am seeing again what you described earlier. It's like almost these double titles, but it seems to be working better for this channel. Can you see a reason why in these?
I mean, I guess it's possible that people were looking for, like, let's say, why I finished cleaning in the morning and then deep cleaning blank, whatever the rest of that sentence might be.
Routine.
Deep cleaning routine. So
and then homemaking hacks as a third title.
Dear God. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I mean, if anything, I would have rephrased that as why I finish my deep cleaning routine in the morning, something like that, where it's more of an actual human sentence. Right. And then I would have left anything additional, like whatever these additional keywords are, just put them in the description, put them in the tags, do it that way. But it's one of those things where it's, for me, it's a preference thing. I don't think it's necessary to do the / fulfilling day / like it's, it's just not necessary.
I wonder if, because I like obviously I don't want to interrupt their titling too much, but when they're looking to experiment, I would wonder what it would be like, instead of the titles the way you're doing them now, to focus more on the benefit of the thing you're doing as a way to, like, so you get your cleaning done in the morning, right? What's the benefit to that? Like, how much more time does that save you later in the day? Like, try and speak a little more to the people who might be finding these videos and who may click on them because you're addressing some kind of like inherent need or something like that. And again, I'm giving another suggestion that's a lot different than what the creator's doing now. So I, as always, proceed with caution. But that's just, somewhere you could kind of explore.
Any final thoughts, Travis, on Nyangi's channel?
No, I think if you just work on those things and continue to make it engaging at all times, you'll find success. And just don't try to go too far away from what your core viewership is enjoying.
What is that? Is that an avocado? A giant
like
avocado? Wow. Oh, there we are. That was a bit of a face reveal from 2 weeks ago. That is then Nyangi's channel. And so we are up to the top of the hour. So I think what it might be time for now is a little bit of this.
The claw.
Oh, it's almost as if we rehearsed that before we went live. Right, so here's how this part of the live stream channel audits work. You have been submitting your channels for the last 24 hours. We have 300 non-gaming channels and 232 gaming channels that are submitted so far, which means that I have to set up this machine that it picks up all of the channels. And so every time we pick a channel, we get Jeff to...
The claw.
Thank you very much. Then we take that number, we put it in here. I forgot what the number was already. 283. We take your channel link. And if it works, we are coming across these channels for the first time. We've never seen what they are. We're just going to try and tell you what we think of them as if we were a brand new visitor to your channel. And we'll kick off with Travis telling us about Chill and Relax and Calm.
Okay. My assumption is, well, I don't know what's Bart Simpson all about. That's kind of interesting.
He's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so here's the thing about these type of channels. That's cool if it's like their music and that's, they're just trying to promote their music. But if you're trying to get into like the cool and calm and relaxing type niche, this isn't the way to do it. Because it just isn't what is being done in a significant way on the platform. People who like to listen to this sort of thing, like really long periods of time, we're talking hours. A lot of times you go to sleep to it. They relax, maybe they have it off in the background. A minute and a half is not going to work. If this is your music and you just want to share that, that's cool. You can absolutely do that. But it does. I'm gonna. Is that what they're saying they're doing? Upload some music you might like. So, yeah. So it's in the copyright and all. Yeah. I use videos I believe are this. And if you think it makes it about copyright, please write me on DM. So they're using other people's stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the other problem. If you're using other people's music, unless you're using something like Epidemic Sound or something where that's a valid use of the platform, that's fine. But I'll just be honest. I don't suspect a channel like this will do very well because the people are looking for calm and chilling, relaxing music. Are not looking for Bart Simpson. And then the hour is cool, but again, all you have to do is like search on YouTube for like relaxing music or calm music, and you'll see what's working. And it's live streams. It's 24-hour live streams, multiple at a time, and it's not like 1 to 2 minutes. Because if you're looking to be calm, what happens after 90 seconds? Like I'm tense again. Like that's not gonna work. So, like, oh my god, I was so calm for like 30 seconds, now I need more. So yeah, definitely need to change the idea behind a channel like this, I think, personally.
Yeah,
also
they need to, strategically they got to change their whole approach to what they're doing.
Okay.
Thanks Jeff Binks.
I was gonna say Jeff, I don't know if your voice modulator was on. It was just funny. The hour-long video has the most views. This kind of points to what Travis was saying.
Yeah. I do feel as if this is going to be a tough ask for somebody to take existing content, be it the videos or the music, and try and create something new and fresh for an audience. These short videos, like 2 minutes long, as Travis said, you need to try and put them together in long playlists, something that's going to be more palatable, something that somebody can start and then leave playing in the background. Because what happens if you're listening to sad piano song for 2 minutes, and then you transition to this as the next song. It's a bit jarring, really, that, isn't it?
I feel like I'm gonna go steal something from somebody. I'm gonna Mission Impossible it from the skylight.
Exactly.
It's pretty smart, actually. Like if you have playlists with a bunch of calm music, it kind of brings you back up, just so you know you don't fall asleep. You know, when you should be working on homework or whatever.
Jeff, are you ready? You got your voice modulator on the correct setting? Apparently not. Apparently not.
Muted.
Jeff did nothing then. All right. 296. All right. So we don't have a 296, so we'll have to do 234, the latest gaming channel. We'll transition between gaming and non-gaming channels just to make sure that we have variety in the channels that we're auditing. This one, Dan, calls themselves Broon. They have 16,000 subscribers.
Nice.
And I think this is how you do a Roblox channel as compared to the one previously that didn't quite have the thumbnails right. This seems to be playing the thumbnail game a lot more effectively.
Yeah, Hoops Roblox looks like where they're at. That's the game they've decided to double down on. And look at this, a very dynamic content. We have the creator with a face cam. They're punching in and out. So there's a lot of excitement in these videos that helps to like hold everyone's attention. And it's really interesting because thanks to the game they've chosen, they're able to take LeBron James, for example, and use them in the thumbnail and the title. And it makes total sense. It's relevant to the content, which is really cool. Whenever you can find an opportunity to do that, it's how to advise. Their views seem to be, well, I want to say they're going in the right direction. Can you look at the most popular videos?
Yeah, sure, Dan. Let's take a look at that.
Okay, 4 months ago. Streamed 4 months ago as well.
I wonder if this was when the mod first came out or just when, because the basketball season now is entering the playoff phase. Is that correct? In the US?
It could be. I don't follow at all. So if that's part of this, maybe it was more popular a little while ago and it's kind of fading in popularity. Is there another Roblox sports game for like the NFL, for example, like football, that you could also look into? That's just one suggestion. I would continually, if I were you, if you're looking to make a pivot, and we don't know exactly what this creator is struggling with, but let's say it's a pivot. I would continually try and cater to people who would like the same type of content, and therefore other Roblox sports games would be where I would start looking. Also, other Roblox basketball games, so you can compare the two, like hoops versus shoots, whatever. I don't know if that's another game.
Wait, what? Hoops versus shoots?
You shoot baskets. Listen, I don't know if it's real. I'm just trying to help.
So it looks as if this game had its trend maybe 9 months ago, at least from the search results here. I mean, people are still playing the game. Flex Plays looks to be one of your major competitors here. Good, strong thumbnail. They're very similar to yours, Broon, as another channel. Maybe you're right, Dan, and this is one of the channels that is leading in the space for this particular mod, but that ceiling is starting to lower as audiences move on to the next, I guess, Roblox mod. Which mod would audiences naturally gravitate towards next after they've got bored of Hoops Player? And that's where the creator may start to look at a bit of transitional content.
Yeah. If that is what's happening, because the views are really good. They're really healthy for a 16,000 subscriber channel. It's just, if the trend is going in the wrong direction, then it's time to start making some different plans.
I mean, it does still look as if it's going up to the right. They've just had had some trending moments, but the benchmark seems to be continuing to climb, which is good to see.
In that case, don't rock the boat. I did notice they were doing some live streams. Is there an opportunity for you to be taking clips during these live streams and turning those into more bite-sized little videos? What you can do is set up what's called a replay buffer. It works in either OBS or Streamlabs OBS. And then with the touch of a button, you can pre-program, you can get the last X many minutes of your clip, of your content to save as a clip on your computer. You can set this, I think like 3 to 5 minutes is a great range. And then you can get these clips that after your stream is over, it's really easy to go in and edit them into nice short videos. You can make them into YouTube shorts, or you can just make them into short landscape content. And this helps you get more and more stuff on your channel. And it's live stream content, meaning it's the same kind of content people are going to get if they decide to visit your live streams. So your concurrent viewership on your live streams could see an increase if you do that enough times. So that's just another idea you can experiment with.
And finally, I'm just really intrigued to view one of the intros to one of these videos. So we'll take this one. Can I beat a 200 streak in hoops?
Oh my god, look who it is. That's not Broon. That's right, guys. I hate my normal account now. I'm never going on ever again. There's no more Broon. I actually deleted the account. But yeah, I was kind of getting annoyed because, like, anytime I do a game on the Broon account, I'd get a mob of 20 or 30 people. And you know, when a mob...
So, I don't know about you, Dan, but I would argue that this intro doesn't link enough back to the challenge.
It doesn't. I like the personality. I like that they're very... Like, what this intro did is it showed me that they're really in touch with their normal viewers. Like, this is our first Broon video, and they were talking about themselves as if of course we expect them to get swarmed by people because they're Broon, right? But this is our first introduction to them. So there wasn't enough done to kind of bring us into the fold, into the community. And that can work. You still have a personality that maybe kind of want to see what happens next. But in the case where it doesn't work on some people, it's good to reassure them that they clicked on the right video. And I would just keep getting creative with your intros to try and help that. I love how they didn't introduce themselves. Yeah. Like beyond, of course, they were talking about themselves, but they didn't do the traditional, hey guys, welcome back. It's Broon. You know, we just hit 16,000 subs. Thank you so much for being here. By the way, hit the like and subscribe. Okay, Broon, let's go. None of that. It was just into the video. Now it's just, how do you bring in the new viewers to keep them engaged?
Yeah. Remember, people clicked on the thumbnail because of this. And so I feel as if at least in the first 15 seconds, it has to hint or deliver something about that challenge. And looking at this score thing that you have in the bottom left-hand corner about your team and the opponents, it feels as if you don't get into that aspect of the video until 40 seconds in.
My main account. Oh, let's see. 63% isn't that good. I think we can beat a 63% shooter. Okay, clamps. I mean, but what? Okay, spend your 75. Never mind. He spends 85. It's okay.
So that feels as if when the video starts almost from the thumbnail and the title aspect of this. Again, Dan, we're kind of isolating this created into one video. Maybe that was something a little different in their videos. But I think making sure that you reinforce what you've done in the thumbnail and the title, at least for the new viewer, is going to mean that they know they're in the right place.
One sentence. Sorry.
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
One sentence would have made all the difference. Like, today we're going to do it, guys. Today we are going to beat a 200 streak in hoops. I'm not on my main character, you'll notice. I can't play as Broon anymore because I get swarmed. So now you're telling me what you're going to do, and then it's a funny anecdote. So already like 2 pluses.
All right, then. Let's move on to the next channel. Jeff, are you ready?
The Claw.
Exquisite timing. Right. The next channel calls themselves Magical Butterfly Spirits. And their channel looks like this. And I think, Jeff, I'll let you lead on this, whatever voice modulation you want to use or not.
All right, so I'm not sure. Okay, let's see here, because we've got a lot going on. Travis, you're going to love this. Magical Butterfly Spirit, celebrity.love.money.news, .archangels, .ancestors, .starseeds, and tarot readings. That's a lot, Magical Butterfly Spirit. Yeah. That is a lot going on. So one of the things, just off top, and understand that you want to talk about a lot of different things, it's going to be rough going. It's going to be rough going because it's going to be tough for you to identify who your target audience is. So like right now we've got news like ASAP Rocky arrest, Johnny Depp tarot reading, the economy is failing. So I'm assuming you're somehow tying a lot of this into tarot readings. You're like doing tarot readings on maybe trending topics. So that could work. But it's an interesting way of going about it that I haven't seen.
Yeah, there's not a lot here to indicate tarot readings until we get further down. Then you start seeing some cards. Sure. I mean, you could have just used a picture of Johnny Depp and then the cards kind of as the background, and that would have been everything you need to know. Like you're doing a tarot reading about Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I mean, for us laymen who know what tarot reading is, but not much beyond that, as you say, the celebrity next to the most, I guess, not controversial, but the most shocking card that was presented during that reading, or whatever that may be, is going to have more of an impact than a stock photo that you've taken from the internet or something. And like this part, people are just really going to get confused just scrolling through about the thumbnail and the title, because they don't have enough of a connection between the two to create intrigue.
Yeah, and it could just be that maybe not going to speak for them on this, but it could just be that the graphic designing thumbnails is just not a skill set that they have. Because I know trust me, I come from that sort of thing. There's definitely tools to do that sort of thing. Like if you wanted to remove a background, like say you wanted to remove Amber Heard from one of these thumbnails, there's like what is it, remove.bg, Travis, that we used to use to like remove ourselves. Used to, right? Still do. What do you mean?
And that's free.
Yeah, and it's free. Remove.bg, so you can remove the background. You can cut yourself out or cut out a subject, and then you can use other apps to have a background. Like if you want to have the tarot cards as a background, you can put the Johnny Depp or Amber Heard or whoever you want to put on the thumbnail. You can totally do that as an overlay. So there's ways of doing that, but I think one of the main things, aside from trying to figure out what the channel's about, is that aside from the shorts, some of these thumbnails kind of are confusing. It's a lot going on. I can't tell exactly what's happening. So that's kind of what was throwing me off there. Like the economy is failing, which I think is a poop emoji and then a money flying emoji, but the background is just, I can't make sense of it.
Yeah, I think you should look at other like tarot card channels and see what kind of thumbnails work for them to get a better idea of what you should be aiming for. Because while it does say like tarot, you can see there, I think that thumbnail wise, someone's just going to see the thumbnail and not think it applies to them at all and just completely keep going.
Yeah.
So there are other people who are experimenting with this intriguing approach to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial that's going on right now. And yeah, some interesting stuff. Also, when I was clicking on some of the videos, the presentation is really odd in some of these, like the economy one. Like you click on it, and this is what, an 8-minute TikTok video. I think I think the thumbnail versus what the viewer first sees. Like we look at this one, we click on it, and then we see this. It just feels completely disconnected and detached from what's being presented in a thumbnail. And so I think you need to have more of what I'm going to expect once I jump into video in some of these. Yeah, I just don't think it's suitable to have an image of the Queen. You click on it, and then we're into somebody's table with a camera which is on a rocking tripod, it looks like. It's never still. Yeah, there's all sorts of production issues that I think need to be addressed as well in the content.
Yeah, that's
you take one issue per video, you improve it, and then you move on to the next thing, and that will take time. But it's clear that you're committed to this. You're publishing videos on a very, very regular basis, but perhaps you're just publishing as opposed to iterating and improving with every video that you make. Dan, I think you wanted to maybe mention something there.
I was just going to agree. It's just really quick. Like you kind of want to click off of it because the camera's just shaking the whole time. It's kind of a long video and we haven't even gotten into it yet. And already I'm like, whoa, So I would be making these improvements. I mean, think about it this way. YouTube is obviously like a big aspect of your life. Set aside like a corner of your room or something for making videos. Set up a table, get yourself, something sturdy to attach your camera to, like really build out a space, because it's important. you know, it's all of this stuff matters.
Also, I just want to say huge props to Emily D. Baker, who's covering the Johnny Depp stuff. She's getting 30,000 people watching her live streams at the moment, which is absolutely incredible.
Just bonkers.
Wait, isn't she supposed to be on this week or no? Is she too popular now?
When do we next have Emily on?
I've tried to talk to her. She said she's really busy right now. We should
no
be
kidding.
Back soon.
I can imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
I told you it was going to happen. I knew it. It was going to happen eventually. And it's happened.
Too Hollywood for us now.
Too Hollywood. Literally too Hollywood. All right, next channel. This is going to be channel 100 from the gaming collection of submissions that we have. This channel is called Rifledragon, and they look a little bit like this. 12 subscribers, and no channel banner yet, but they have been on YouTube for quite a while. So maybe just creating a channel banner, which is going to help you tell your audience what your channel is about and give you a bit of a value proposition, will be the first thing that I would suggest. Dan, I'm seeing Fortnite stuff, but we've seen many Fortnite channels before, and this stuff looks very similar to the many Fortnite channels we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it's really like the more I see a channel pop up where they're playing like one of these games, right? Like one of your top 3 YouTube games, the more it just kind of becomes clear that the general advice, like if you're a gaming channel and you're here and you're like, come on, like give us the secret sauce, tell us how to grow. The best advice we can give you is to really target a very specific type of user with your content, a very specific person, someone who plays this game, someone who has a specific thing they're interested in, whether it's skits, whether it's tips and tricks, and then what kind of tips and tricks are going to matter as well. I mean, it looks like they're doing a really good job with their thumbnails, right? And it looks like they're trying to do some interesting stuff with their content, but it's still, even though it's all Fortnite, it still kind of feels all over the place. It still feels like you've picked the game, which is great, but what's the next thing that's going to help us focus on like a specific kind of viewer? Because growth is about building an audience, and it's hard to build an audience when you're constantly like topic jumping. You know, you've attracted 30 people to watch this video, and then you upload another video, but it's about a different thing, and those 30 aren't going to be interested in watching, and now you're relying on a whole slew of new people to watch that video, and you're just having to start over with every single upload. I know I'm not giving any very specific advice for this channel, but it's difficult. It's really, looking at a channel like this, it's very challenging to say, oh, all you have to do is, because there's so much, you know.
Well, if it's a Fortnite channel, what we'd be looking at here, Dan, as you say, is picking a very nuanced part of that game, and becoming the master, the authority on it. So examples of this might be you're the first to report new changes when maps are updated, or some channels, I'm sure we've seen this in the past, some channels are focused literally on the crosshair that you use in the game and how that can be modified. I'm sure a channel was that much focus, and they were pulling in hundreds and thousands of views. What I've seen here from this channel in the last 3 months when they've been making Fortnite content are a couple of montages, some updates for new chapters and seasons, and then random challenges. And those are they are within the Fortnite genre, very different types of viewing experiences. And because there's so many channels to choose from, you have to become one of the best at one of these types of videos. And if you're constantly moving from style and topic, if you're constantly changing them every video, then it's going to be hard to create that consistency. And for a gaming channel, we don't have that many videos. You've published about 8 or 9 in the past 3 months, usually from a gaming channel. And how often viewers watch this type of content, it's pretty much on a daily basis. I'm not saying that you should make daily videos. If you can't make daily videos, you have to make sure that your life fits into your YouTube hobby and passion and enthusiasm. But I see many channels like this creating content on a lot more regular basis with more consistency.
Yeah, that I didn't even notice how long it had been since there was an upload. And I think it's in gaming, especially, like there is momentum involved in this. Like if something starts to do well, you want to try and double down on that as soon as possible. And
a lot of kids up on Broon. So, I mean, if you want to go W key, that we can. Ooh, I got shields down here.
Still waiting for something exciting to happen in the first 20 seconds here.
Yeah, the concept of the title wasn't really, repeated in the video either. So it's good to kind of introduce people to what they're going to watch, not necessarily yourself. It just what is it they're about to see, and so you're obviously going for some kind of challenge. I saw that if something happens, something changes. Like that's a very common like gaming challenge format, but that isn't portrayed in the title or the thumbnail rather, and then in the intro either. So but I'm glad they're doing commentary. We've seen a lot of channels like that don't. They choose not to. So it looks like they have a good start, but it's time to kind of build a proper foundation now.
Let's pick the next channel, and they go by the number 11, and it's going to be a non-gaming channel, and this is Joshua Butler, and they have a personal finance channel that looks like this. Let's start with you, Jeff, this time. What is Josh Butler telling their YouTube audience?
So simplifying personal finance. I think if anything, just banner wise, simplifying personal finance, that should have been where it says Josh Butler. That's literally that's because your name is already there. Your name is already Joshua Butler, 607 subscribers. I don't think there's any reason to have it up there. Like cool, like but you want to give us that value prop. That's the biggest thing right up front. Secondarily, 600 subs, so congrats to him. They've already crossed over 500, so they're on their way, road to 1K for sure. I like what I'm seeing so far in the thumbnails because there is some simplicity. Some of them can be a little wordy, but that's fine. Like I like the third one in the middle. I actually won. Boom, simple. Are you upper middle or lower class? I guess that can work as well. It's a bit on the heavy on the words in that one. So PayPal, credit card. All right. I like what they're going for because they are using a bit more simplicity, and it's very clear to see what's happening. So I don't know if they're doing these themselves. This might not even be their first channel because the thumbnails don't look like a first channel attempt.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? So we've seen enough second and third channels that we're like, okay, yeah, we can kind of see the clues. We start noticing some of this stuff. So,
I saw a title. It was really cheeky, but for otherwise like a really, I think, high value video. It's if you scroll up right there, 15-year mortgages are for the birds. 30-year superior is the text in the thumbnail.
I like how it plays off of each other.
I like that, but I'm kind of wondering, would it not have been smarter to just say why 15-year mortgages are, why you should avoid 15-year mortgages or something like that? Just because, like, for the birds, it's kind of funny, right? But was there like a missed opportunity there for search? And is that like a pattern with this creator? Are they kind of doing that a little too often, where they're almost too cheeky and they're missing out on really good search opportunities?
So this is your concept, Dan, of you're making the viewer overthink things. I look at that and I don't even understand that title, to be honest.
I don't know if for the birds necessarily. Yeah. I've not heard that turn of phrase, but
I don't know what that means.
I get they're saying it's bad because the thumbnail helps. The thumbnail's the rest of the context I need, which is fine. But you could keep the thumbnail. I just think the title should just be more, like you said, like more obvious. Because why should we have to think this hard about it?
Now then, let's have a look at the topics, because we have mortgages. What is a wash sale? I assume that hasn't got anything to do with mortgages. Triple tax advantage. That feels again like another different financial topic. HSA versus FSA. What is that? Is that an American thing?
Yeah,
that sounds like it. Yeah,
they're like savings accounts.
Okay, so saving there. And then what I notice here is that the creator had this little run here of 3 videos that were all about the best credit cards. And if you look at the view counts, they were super consistent throughout all 3. So it was hitting that audience every single time. Then we talk about like class and society, and it looks as if that video currently has tanked. So again, finding your ideal viewer, and this should be really cool and interesting to do within this topic. Like, who is your perfect viewer? Is it a viewer who is, let's say, 30 years old? Their income is at least $35,000 a year. They have maybe a little bit of debt, so they have to get the best use of their credit cards. and so which are the best credit cards that they should be using. I think if you targeted the audience that specifically and made a video for that viewer every single time, you would start to see your audience grow a lot faster. Now, it might I mean, there we go. Another good example here. The best credit cards for gas in 2022. If this was my channel, I would say for the rest of this year, I'm going to make videos that are solely about getting the best value credit cards for this particular viewer and their income.
Yeah. And not saying that they can't talk about other stuff, but I would focus on what is obviously working better for your audience.
Gas, groceries, like all these things that are inflated, and it's a conversation that everyone's talking about right now when it comes to money. I mean, yeah, I'd be really trying to find ways to link those two things. One of the videos, median net worth by age, like that one's super clear to me. 1.7K views. And then the 12K view video, average 401k balance by age. These by age videos. But yeah, look at these like simple title and thumbnail concepts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I've noticed this on a couple of his thumbnails. It looks like he intentionally ages himself. You know, like in the thumbnail there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. He's saying in the chat that he doesn't want to just become a credit card channel. Totally get it. I would say use that to your advantage. Keep that as a lane of traffic or as an idea bucket on your channel that is almost guaranteed to get you views. So even if you only did one video of this, per month while you do 3 others, so be it. You don't have to just become the one channel for this, but always have that as a go-to. Always have it as a cornerstone where you can rely on to pull in numbers, because that's like for myself, I have a quarterly video that I do, which is listicles, which are top 5. They're quarterly videos. I don't do them every month, and I'm not a listicle channel, but I know that when I drop that video, it's going to do well. So it's one of those things where you don't have to become that, but it's something that I would want you to keep in your back pocket for sure.
I also find as well, when people are resistant to a particular topic, what they don't realize is if they stick to that particular niche and topic, they build up such a massive audience, and that audience then starts to ask, what can you tell me? I love your credit card stuff, but then what can you tell me about a side subject? And then you can start to experiment with like the mortgages and the tax savings and that type of thing. Once you've built up that a huge audience, you can then take them on journeys wherever you want to. But I appreciate that many people don't want to stick their flag in one particular hole and then have to represent that with every single video that they make. But that's just my experience there, saying that it feels a lot more satisfying and rewarding when you are building an audience through a particular topic, and you have it whatever time you want to, a license to then start making new content. But if you're making this type of video and then that type of video and that type of video next, when you haven't really got the proof behind it, it can start to get quite frustrating in that respect. I felt as if I waffled on a little bit there about picking a niche. Let's pick another channel. And this is going to be gaming channel 177. Let's see what they have to offer us. Colonel Clanny, Dan. What do you reckon their channel's about before we...
First-person shooter games.
First-person shooter games.
Minecraft.
And you are wrong. It's a Minecraft channel.
That's okay. All right, what do we got? What power stones are the best for you? I don't know what power stones are. I wonder if that's a mod. Take these... Something upgrades for you. Okay, so that looks like a mod as well.
How do you pronounce that?
So there's a mod called Thomcraft, so I'm guessing a Turgist, which I don't know what the other half of the word means.
What in the actual?
It's a magic mod. That's all I remember of it. Okay, so it looks like they're doing modded Minecraft stuff.
Cool.
Which is really cool. What I've found works really well in the modded Minecraft space is helping people kind of solve problems using the mods themselves. So if it's the best power stones, here's the one thing. There aren't power stones in Minecraft unless there's been an update that I haven't heard about, and people who play Minecraft know that. So, you need to approach it in such a way that, it's clearly, yes, it's a mod, but like, you're kind of confusing people when they see that and they kind of ignore it. They're like, Power Stones, whatever. I don't know what that is. Like, why, like, what can you do to convince people that they need this mod? Like, this mod is amazing and it's awesome and this is why you should have it. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, I guess. They're also doing the live streams as well, Hypixel live streams, which is cool. A clip opportunity there. Thorn, oh ugly Thorn, children. See, their live stream titles need some work too, because you could be setting like a unique goal or something for every live stream, and you can make that the live stream title. So that's going to help you get views during and after as well.
Two standout videos here, Dan, when they're just explaining something within this mod. It's literally whatever it is explained.
Yeah, you can.
Views.
If you are good at a mod, I have a video on my old Minecraft channel where I have a mod I was covering that people still to this day ask me questions about, but I just don't like making videos about it. Like I wanted to cover it at a very high level, and people are asking me all these really detailed questions. And I'm like, man, like there's so many opportunities. If you want to get really, really good at one mod or one type of mod or one set of mods in Minecraft, that could be your niche. You could be the person who's mastered this very specific thing. And the thing is, anyone can download this mod and try it out, and they can always go to you to learn more about it and learn how it works. So yes, I wouldn't corner yourself too much in this one magic mod. Try and be the person who is really into magic mods in Minecraft and really kind of give people that, that value. Like what are the things you can do with it? How can it help people? How do you use it? Some of these mods get super complex. It's crazy. They need entire Wikipedias on their own, and some of them don't have them. So that's where you come in.
Indeed. Let's move on to the next channel. This will be a non-gaming channel, and it is channel number 33. And let's see what they have to offer us.
Somebody in the chat said that their only wish is to see Dan's cat.
Bro.
Yeah, we need a face reveal on your cat, Dan. That is a good point. All we ever see is its tail.
We did that last week. And it was not fun for the cat, by the way. She didn't like that.
Just mad at you the rest of the day, was she?
Yeah. Well, at least for like 5 good minutes.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, we have a new type of entertainment here. House Kids, 62 subscribers. These titles are very, very short. I'm sensing dank memeness here.
We're falling back on that, are we?
Yeah.
Whenever we don't know what the heck's going on, we go dank meme.
Right, hang on. So
dank
now
memes
I'm getting a bit more. It's not dank memes. This is a puppet show channel, I believe.
Oh.
But you wouldn't get that from any of the thumbnails.
No, just show the puppets. These thumbnails are way too complicated. Just.
Oh Lord.
A lot of energy.
Oh,
get rid of it. Hang on. Right, let's just talk about this. Right, I like this. There's action, there's energy. That's all brilliant. But this
is ridiculous.
Not only is it ridiculous, the fact that it tells me that it's created by like whoever.
Our director.
Yeah. Just come on, get back to the video.
Taking so long. Get rid of that.
Right.
Make that go away and never let it plague your channel again. Your poor retention rate. If you have an animated intro like that, everybody, like 2 to 4 seconds is all you get, and even that in some cases, like
we can see it in a couple more videos.
Oh no, get rid of it. That's our advice.
Is that it, Dan? is that we're gonna end it there?
There's probably more advice that we can give.
So yeah, it looks like they have like a stuffed animal, a puppet show thing here, but because the thumbnails kind of hide that a little bit too much, and they're trying to create a set collection of characters and a theme and a style without any audience yet. I feel as if people are not going to understand what they're getting into and are unlikely to click just looking at the thumbnails and the titles.
They should be reenacting popular events, like pop culture events. The Will Smith slap would have been a good
Will Smith
opportunity.
slap. Yeah, that could be one.
Yeah.
Like fixing what's broken. Let's see.
Oh, back again with the intro.
We told them to get rid of it. I don't understand.
Still hasn't got rid of it.
It took so long and they didn't get rid of it. Why? Why?
What's the about section, sir? So is content made for kids? I felt a little concerning when the two that we've seen was violence.
Who's kids? I mean,
yeah, kids at heart maybe, but yeah, you got to watch out. We're line stepping right here, boy. I'll tell you that much.
You're a habitual line stepper.
And yeah, if the titles are cannibalism as well, I don't think you've really identified your actual target audience here as well.
It did say made by kids. It's a kind of a distinct difference.
Okay, sorry, yeah, Dan, I didn't see that. That's a good point.
So
made by kids, not for kids.
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
so,
well, that's better.
Yes, kids catering to adults.
All right, man.
Okay.
I think. I was going to say, knowing that these are young creators now, work on the themes of your videos so your titles and your thumbnails can be very consistent. Try to tackle pop culture events in a fun way with puppets. Maybe try not to be too violent. YouTube can be tricky with their terms of service. And lighting like in your videos is really dark. Try to find ways to kind of make incremental improvements to the production quality of these videos.
All right, that is House Kids. Let's move on to the next channel before we get ourselves.
And I also agree with Matt Talks Tech too. They need the puppets in their banner.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, we don't see those puppets until we click on the videos in most cases.
Yep.
All right, I have accidentally removed my tab for the claw. So let's do this instead.
There you go. This always goes better anyway. Who cares?
The randomizer.
What should we have for the
Rip Claw?
All right.
So yeah, R.I.P. Claw. The claw is gone. So if you put that in the chat
one time
and only once, because it will only count this once. Then once we have enough entries, we will draw somebody randomly from the giveaway tool to audits.
Spamming is not going to work.
More than one entry is required here.
Just so you're aware,
will not work.
This won't work either. Rip Claw. It has to be one word with a hashtag in front of it. Otherwise,
it does.
It won't pick up.
As 54 people have done it correctly.
Oh my gosh.
Has the chat gone insane?
Oh, dude.
We lost chat. Rip chat.
And remember, and in the chat, so hope you're listening because obviously you heard well enough to put in Rip Claw, but you didn't hear the fact that you don't have to spam it. You put it once, it counts it once. You put it 5 times, it's still only going to count it once. Yep. So you're not helping yourself by pulling it multiple times.
That's a little bit like saying don't look at this or don't eat this or don't touch that. It's
right.
Like that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, they're going to do it anyway. I know you guys are just going to copy and paste over and over and over, but I'm just letting you know that you're wasting your time.
I'll put on slow mode.
That'll fix them.
That'll fix them.
Oh, press the button too early. Right. ABC, Liittle Munchkins. All right. So this is the first channel we're auditing in our random search. Hopefully we'll be able to find this one. Yes, we did. Right. So presumably this channel is made for kids. And I'm getting a Ryan's World vibe a little bit here. Mm-hmm. They are 4 months old and starting to make some inroads here with views in the dozens. Nothing that's broken out too much so far. What are our first impressions on this one?
Looks like a Ryan's toy review thing. The thumbnails are very in line with that sort of channel. Kind of cool. I think the thing is, while it's in that neighborhood, there's a percentage of it's almost like they're 85% of the way there on the thumbnail, and it feels like there's a couple of tweaks they can make to bring it out more. I'm not even really sure what it is, but if you put up a Ryan's toy review thumbnail next to these, it's close.
Yeah.
But it's like missing something, and I couldn't even tell you what it was because I'm not a graphical type person. But
maybe the quality of the photos.
Maybe.
Because if you look at the well, not even then. It's not even a huge.
Actually,
no, it's not even a huge upgrade. Yeah.
Ryan, you have the money to do better. What do you?
Yeah, do? these are a bit rubbish. If we're honest, for a channel with 30 million subscribers, you could do better.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
Yeah, that's Ryan's parents, man. We're gonna have to have some words with Ryan's world's parents.
Come on, Ryan.
I'm not gonna blame Ryan on that one. Ryan's he's along for the ride.
I don't know, he should be a proficient in Canva since he's been on YouTube for 6 years now.
All right, come on. So maybe we're wrong about that. I mean, I don't know, but yeah. So but I guess then it comes back to topics, right? So it has to be something kids are clicking or interested in, especially when you're first starting out. How long has this channel been going?
I think it was about 4 months.
Oh, it's super new. And is it all marked for kids? Because this is definitely a for kids channel, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh, I like the little special effects there.
Good editing. Yeah, good editing.
Mm-hmm.
Those little eyes on that little thing are kind of creeping me out, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Kids would like that. Oh my god!
They got a cute kid too at that, so that works. Yeah. He's smiling. He looks like he's in a good mood. So
I'll be honest, I have no idea how to do any of those special effects they're doing. I literally could not do this. My life depended on it.
Yeah.
They put glasses over the eyes now. Like, that's awesome. My only thing I would say here is I would have the background, which is probably a wall, be a much much brighter color. Just get one of those things you can pull down from like Amazon. They're like $30 with different colored,
the backdrops.
Yeah, the backdrops. Do one of those. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is cool.
It looks like the cameras might be on auto too, because I'm noticing the lights flickering a lot. Like,
right,
just as a little improvement there to get the camera off auto and try and get it to be a little more consistent.
Yeah, just dial it in. Yeah,
I think there could be more jump cuts and cropping in and cropping out as well.
I was literally going to say that, and different angles and stuff, because all this stuff is great. The special effects stuff they're doing. Yeah, I again never could figure out how to do that on my own. But yeah. Oh, there you go. A little closer.
Yeah, there it is. Finally.
Yeah.
This must take a long time to edit.
Well, here's the thing too. And some people think, oh, well, I don't have multiple cameras. I bet you have more than one phone in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you do.
Even if you don't have multiple cameras, there's nothing wrong with like grabbing some B-roll after the fact. Depending on what you're doing, that's possible.
Yep. And you can always lace it in where it makes sense, because that's literally Dan just touched on my own creative process, is where I'll do my talking head portion, and then when I do my first cut, once I go through and listen to what my timeline looks like, I'll listen to what I'm saying, and I'll write down specific B-roll shots that I need to take to illustrate what I'm saying. So even after the fact, whatever you showed, you could always go back and say, hey, look, this is what we did, and take a shot of the experiment or the toy or whatever, just like little beauty shots that you can sprinkle in here and there, but it'll spice things up and it keeps the video dynamic.
The only other thing I could say to help with the views on this channel is if you're going to be reviewing different products and stuff, like ones that are trending a bit more, and maybe they've touched on that. I don't know what's trending in the space, but yeah, like if you see a product appear on like a children's network as like an ad over and over and over again, that product is probably one that might be good to like go after and like get a reaction for.
Sure. But promising start for the channel. They've made a good amount of content, and the production value seem high so far. Probably just looking for that first breakthrough on their channel. Mm-hmm. Shall we do it again? Draw another one from Rip Claw.
If you've already said Rip Claw, you're already in.
Get my timing right this time. Almost. NorthStar. I'm a little worried I won't be able to find this channel. Right. Try and remember that icon, because we are definitely going to have to switch by channel. Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Have you seen that icon yet? I'm struggling.
No.
Oh, there's so many NorthStars.
Yeah.
I guess we have our advice for you then.
Found it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go. 30 subs. Nice. Okay.
It looks like a No Man's Sky channel.
I was about to give up then.
It's not a No Man's Sky channel. The icon, I think, is from No Man's Sky.
Oh, the astronaut's helmet.
Yeah. So I'm seeing Ghostwire, episode 9, episode 8. So this channel looks very similar to how I used to do YouTube way back in the day. So basically you kind of have a few concurrent Let's Play series that are all running together. I mean, as of 3 months ago, you're playing Minecraft. So you've kind of jumped topics quite a bit. And also the titling on these videos needs to be a little more, you need to cater a little more to people, you know, searchable terms and problems that people are having and things like that. Like, what is their alternate form? Ghostwire number 9. Like, who is there? What does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, work on titles, work on thumbnails, and then also a channel focus is kind of I guess the general advice here. Because there's too many games. It's
true.
appealing to.
My name is NorthStar, and welcome back to another episode of Ghostwire. We have gotten those horrible, boring side missions out of the way that did not really matter at all, and we are back here at the bike, ready to get started with the next mission.
So should we say something that's cruel to be kind here a little bit? From the thumbnails and the titles and that intro, you are channel 1,734,207 that has done this type of stuff. Yeah. In it's Let's Plays, talk to camera, hope you enjoy it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I would say if you continue to do this, I mean, you've been at this for 3 months now, but if you continue to do this for the next 12 months, I worry that you will be in exactly the same position you are now, in that you're getting 10 views or less on your Let's Play content. Because Dan and I have seen this so many times.
Yep.
And we've talked about this so many times in channel audits. And it is unfortunate. And it can be a little soul-destroying to hear that that's potentially what's going to happen. But we want to try and get you away from this symptom of YouTube content that always causes the same result.
I know
we want to have progress.
I know a channel who has been doing what you're doing for the last, I want to say 8 years. And they are content with getting like 3 views a video because they just want to play these games anyway and they just enjoy themselves.
Absolutely.
There is that kind of person out there, but you are here. So I'm assuming that's not you. What I'm telling you is that after 8 years and they would stick to one game for maybe a month and then swap to a totally different like indie game. They did that 8 years, still getting about 3 views a video, 3 to 5. And that's just their entire YouTube journey with no traction whatsoever. And that's one of the reasons I enjoy doing these audits so much, because I don't want to see people who want to get beyond that, like stay on that treadmill, because that doesn't get you anywhere. But it's tough. Like it's kind of like we've just told you to go from scratch now and start fresh. Yeah.
No, I mean, it sounds harsh, and Dan, Rob, I know we have to be kind of tiptoe around it a bit, and I totally understand that, but it's the truth, because you have to do more than sort of the bare minimum on YouTube. You know what I mean? So there's a ton of people that are doing the exact same thing. So you have to take it a step further, 2 steps further, 3 steps further. When people ask, how did Mr. Beast get to where he is now? It's because he is literally out hustling and out thinking everyone on the platform. Why do some creators do better, blow up better? It's not luck. It's because they are doing more. They're taking a step further. They're doing a little bit more to make it more entertaining for you or more valuable for you. So that's the thing where we have to stand out in some way. You have to give people the value of something beyond you just playing a game. There has to be more. So whether it's teaching them something, whether it's showing them what not to do, whether it's doing a challenge, whatever it might be, there has to be something more to it. Like I know a channel that's doing Forza that is absolutely blowing up. The game came out a while ago, but because there's constant updates every week, he's doing the different challenges every week. He's not showing you he's playing the game. He's showing you how to do the challenges. But here's the thing. I'm looking for those videos because I want to know. Sometimes I get confused. I want to know what it is. So his channel's blowing up because he's providing me the value of showing me how to complete those challenges. He's not just running around playing the game without telling me what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. So this channel started 2 years ago, and they're kind of doing lots of Let's Plays on lots of different games. And so how 2.5 years into this, or 2 years into this, they're getting 20 views, 60 views, 80 views because they're playing The Amazing Spider-Man and then Grand Theft Auto 3 and then Stumble Guys and so on and so on. And it doesn't look as if it's offering anything that's new and exciting to the viewer. So they're not, I mean, I'm curious why they got 4,000 subscribers. Let's have a look.
What I was going to say is that usually that's brought in by something. So, okay, here you go. So some watch unboxings and then Stumble Guys. They had a good run with this content. But here's the thing. You get 4,000 subscribers from Stumble Guys, and then you move on from Stumble Guys. Where did you just put your 4,000 subscribers? You know, you put them aside. They're not coming back. That's not what they subscribe for, which is fine. That game can only take you so far, but we're not building an audience at that point.
Right.
So if the best case scenario for the Ghostwire stuff is it takes off, you get a whole bunch of people watching you play Ghostwire, you get 4,000 subscribers, and then you get tired of it, you burn out, or the game isn't popular, or whatever the case may be, you move on. So it's really about creating this long-term kind of strategy. Also, the type of content you're doing is really well suited for live streaming, and you can live stream on this channel, and you can do this kind of content where you're like, okay, so today we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And that's perfectly acceptable. And then your video on demand content is more focused on answering questions or bringing some kind of entertainment value or just something beyond just like, what's their alternate form? Here's a vague title about a game you may have heard of. You know, like we really got to bring more to the table here.
I think just to cap off this conversation, we're not just talking to NorthStar here. There are probably another 50 people who are watching this live stream right now who are likely doing something very similar. And whether you take our advice or not, we worry that if you go down this let's play gameplay route, in 6 months' time, you'll still be submitting your channel and we'll say, well, on May the 3rd, we talked about NorthStar's channel and worried about where they may go in the future. And then you've just repeated the same mistakes. So yeah, this does come from love and a lot of experience of seeing these types of channels just really struggle to get any traction with any of that this type of content. From that to this.
All right, let's see what we got here going on. It's terrible. What a waste of technology. I don't know why people do this to themselves. Absolutely trash. I have returned. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't get rid of me. You thought you could. It's been a while. I went on vacation to the Bahamas. And you know what? You know what the thing about the Bahamas is? It's great, but their internet's not so good. So I couldn't get on for the live stream the last couple months or weeks or whatever it was. And I just got to see the downturn in the quality of YouTube over those weeks is just terrible. So I decided to come back and save YouTube from the invasion of TikTok, which is the worst thing you can do to your life is to sit there and spend some time on TikTok. What a tremendous waste of time TikTok is. So we're back here in YouTube trying to help y'all with the Savage Academy and all the things that I like to do when I come here on the vidIQ live stream. Thank you for all coming and thanking me for how great I am. Where's everybody at? Where's Rob and Dan and that other guy?
Hey, Savage, is that a Facebook portal that you've got there?
No, that's a new Savage display that's coming out in the spring of 2023, where you can watch all of my videos right on that there, and you can do live stream calls with me. But again, it's not free. $79.95 every 5 minutes if you want to talk to me, the Savage Man, directly.
Great, awesome. Well, we don't have you on for very long today, Savage. So
that's all right,
I guess.
Because here's the thing: I ordered my lunch earlier, and it's coming. It's called. I love this. It is an egg place where you buy some egg things, and the sandwich is called Friends with Benedicts. I love that. I like that a lot. Right. So it's on its way. You ever had a friend with Benedicts before, there, Rob?
I haven't. So shall we get people to?
Yeah, why not? Yeah? Why not? Oh, they got the hashtag Savage going already. Here we go.
I miss Savage's stonks background. I miss the stonks background.
Yeah, listen, someone tried to copyright strike me because that was apparently someone else's back. So I decided to go with the reels. Come in here and I got sending these back at the Rent-A-Center down the street. So I got to hurry up and get this because they're due back by 3 o'clock every day. So I got to pack this stuff up and get back to Rent-A-Center. All right, friends with Benedicts for my lunch, and I hope everyone's putting it in there. Of course, this is hard to spell for most of these people because most of them haven't gone to school. The ones that can spell Benedicts, they're not even here because they actually have a job and a life. Everyone else, they're either supposed to be at school or they're not at school. They're just here trying to become YouTube famous, which is a terrible career choice. It'll never happen for you. You're not good enough. What do we got? Let's go ahead and check some of these and see who's next and who's back. What do we got?
Just know what you've just submitted. You've submitted yourself to not a verified vidIQ audit.
AMK free skates.
Non-sanctioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is free skates worse than cheap skates? Because it's free? What is this? How many subscribers did they got? What does this say?
17,500.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, this must be good then. Oh, these are the things you put on the bottom of your feet, huh? And then roll around and break your ankles. Is that what these are? Man, let me tell you something. You are a lawsuit waiting to happen. Let me look at these.
This is not legal advice by any means.
Free skating event. Man, look, 27 different ways to break your ankle is your next video you should come out with. Does this guy sell these, or is he just showing you how? Hey, click on one of these. Let me see what this guy's all about. I like these thumbnails. They're pretty good.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Today I'm here at the skate park with Natty.
Oh wait, I know that guy. What's that guy's name? Jeff. We know him from the Vid Summit and VidCons. I see that guy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? That
I don't
little
remember.
young-looking dude. He looks like he's 12, but really he's like 20 or something. I know him. He's actually a nice guy. So I'm gonna give him a thumbs up on this video. I didn't know he had something to do with this. This is kind of crazy. Oh, that's right. I heard about this. This is his thing. So look, everyone go to this channel. He's actually selling these things. So go ahead and buy them. I'm gonna get my affiliate link sent up so I can get all this money. I'm about to send them. Free skates. Listen, we appreciate your free skates. Can you go ahead and give me my 50% commission for what I just shouted you out?
You just told everybody that they'd break their ankles.
No. That was something else. I thought this was a different company. I thought this was a knockoff company. This is a good company right here. So if you into looking cool on some roll, you put some wheels on your shoes, you go down right now, you go ahead and sign up for this. You go ahead and buy about 20 of them. But you gotta cut me the check. You got to cut me the check. All right. Free skates, I appreciate you. The bill is in the mail. Who's next?
I like it, man. I like it. They look good, man. That's some good looking stuff.
I just find it hilarious. Savage accusing somebody else of a lawsuit waiting to happen. I feel like that for the last 10 minutes of every live stream that we do.
Yeah, go ahead and sign up for that. Down at the link in the description below, I think. I don't know.
I keep getting that wrong.
Ayah. Look at you can spell it forward and backwards. It's the same thing. Ayah.
All right. This is going to be a difficult one to find, I suspect.
Isn't there there it is, right at the top.
At the top, yeah. Okay.
Nice.
What is this? It's all shorts. And I knew that was going to be the case. See, their name is short, so you knew it was going to be shorts.
Yeah, good.
Let's see. What are these at? What are these, Rob?
Game development.
Oh. Well, I'm not interested in that. What's next? Let's see what else is going on. Who else is it? Okay. Oh, he's going to show us some shorts. Okay. All right. We actually have to watch this. Okay.
Rigid body of the object. You want to go out of bounds. Set a unique identity.
Bro, let me explain something to you. Ain't no one going to watch this. You know, the people that watch, look at it. Have you seen like a TikTok or YouTube short that does well? Ain't none of this. Those people don't know what any of this stuff is. Half of them can't read. So I don't know why you even bothering with this, because this is for people that are smart and know how to use things and do things and actually are contributing to the world. Man, them 1 million and 2 million view shorts and TikToks, they people doing weird stuff, man. They don't know how to do any of this stuff. You wasting your time, man. I appreciate you, but this is a waste of your time, my friend. You could be going out there saving the world, coming up with a cure for all the things that are going. You know what? You could come up with the defense for Amber Heard because she needs some help. You smart enough to do that. I don't know. She needs some help. All right, what's the next? One more, Rob, before I get my friends with
Sure. All right, moving on from that.
Oh, it got delivered. My friends with Benedicts are here. That's all right. We better hurry on. We better hurry on through this. Bud Swayze. I have a feeling about this one, Rob. I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad feeling, but
is it a good one or a bad one?
I'm not sure yet. All right, what's it say? Reactions and what did I say at the top?
Dating tips.
Were you reacting to your own dating tips?
In a Star Trek font, no less. Nice.
You're definitely from a land far, far away. What do we got here? Draw dojo. Wait,
Bud Swayze tips. What is this stuff, Rob? Help me.
I am a little thrown myself.
Where's the dating tips? Let me see what one. Let's see one of the dating tips. I mean, come on, you know this dude ain't.
Can you find one that has dating tips in it?
Dating tip is don't watch this channel. That's the biggest dating tip I can give you because you know this dude is false.
All right, here we go. How to look cool instantly in public.
Oh, I gotta see that. Let's see that. Burn. Nope. Wrong. That's scary. I dare you to look. Bro, I dare you to come to even an online date looking like that. I dare you. Oh, that part's cool though. Oh, you even had the Taco Bell on there. I mean, that's. But man, listen, Bud. Bud, what are you doing? Bud, imagine the people when you went to school with finding this. Or even the local news crew. You know, your local news crew. Bro, they're going to do a documentary about you one day. I'm going to be watching it on Netflix going, yeah, we should have seen that coming. That's the only thing I can say. We should have seen that coming. It was obvious. The signs were there. The signs were there all along. He had this Bud Swayze channel. And Rob, I'm telling you, I'm worried. Call the authorities. Call the YouTube police on Bud Swayze.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah, that's an interesting channel. Really interesting.
I need an adult. Somebody help! I need an adult.
Are we done, Savage? Is that it?
I think we are. Listen, my friends with Benedicts are here, so we better be done.
All right then. Okay. Well, if your food is here, let's get out of this jam before we do get a lawsuit from one of our viewers. If you want to say goodbye, folks, then please do so. Thank you for joining us, bringing to a conclusion episode 18 of Channel Audits here at vidIQ in 2022. We hope you found our advice, our conversation helpful. If you did, then do make sure to watch content on the channel going forward. For example, tomorrow, we are talking all about the business side of YouTube, aren't we, Dan? By making more money. How will we do that?
Any channel can become a business. That is the topic of tomorrow's live stream. So if you have a YouTube channel and also money is of interest to you, stop on by.
Yeah, just don't make any videos like these other channels we show you. That's the best way to make money, is to not do what we just looked at. Don't do that.
All right then. So let's say some goodbyes. Savage, do you want to start with this person?
Yeah, that's Putty Puddington. I like that. Putty King. Putty Put. Bye. Next, Mike Matthews. He got 2 first names. Appreciate you.
Who else?
Or Mike Mathis or Mike. I don't know. The Flip Matrix. I like that. That's when you're in the Matrix, you flip it upside down, and then it becomes a good movie. The Pet Shop. What time? Yeah, what time they making money tomorrow? There.
Dan, when is it tomorrow?
So look at your clocks. Subtract 2 hours. It's that time tomorrow.
That's not confusing at all. Figure it out. Next up. Do math is what we say here at vidIQ. Zenzarius, take care, Master. You right, Zenzarius? Appreciate you. Next up, Dempsey J Illustrations. What kind of things you illustrating, Dempsey? Listen, can you spell your name differently? Do it phonetically. D-E-M like Demp and C. Anyway, nice to talk to you. And of course, Triple-tastic, we appreciate. Whatever the Double-tastic. Remember Double-tastic? I don't either. Leaf in Flames, Savage's Legend. You got that right. Oh, you must be from Canada. I like Canada. Canada bacon specifically. And lastly, but not leastly, but probably leastly, would be whoever you pull up next, which would be as soon as someone clicks it. There we go. Off the rails. OKP clan. Oh, okay, please. Okapi clan. What is wrong with these people, Rob? I don't understand. Why is that? Why? That's the question for the day. Answer that why, and you get a free audit next week. Bye.